10 o'clock, welcome in. It's the Thursday edition of Three Man Front. My name is Landrum Roberts. That is Molly Robinson across the way, wearing her new Friends of Rickwood hoodie. It's a good-looking sweatshirt. I got the same one.
Thank you. It's super warm. I don't know if you've worn it yet, but
no, I'm
it's
glad
really
I didn't wear it
nice.
today because we would look like twinsies.
You don't want to be twinsies?
Well, I guess. It's okay if you don't plan it. There will be a day we'll probably wear it same day.
Yes.
Sitting in with us today, hopefully Conrad Van Order's feeling better today. He is off, hopefully back very, very soon. Pat Smith is back tomorrow, but one Damian Mitchell rekindling the flame that we had for 2 years with Morning Jocks.
Yeah,
How are
man.
you?
A little later in the day. But it's fun. How's life treating you, bro?
10 o'clock's fine.
Yeah.
It's good.
I've been a long-time listener of Three Man Front.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
We appreciate you listening.
Appreciate y'all letting me hop on in, man. Utility infielder.
What's your favorite part of the show?
Pat Bonders.
Pat Ponders?
Yeah.
Or Bonders?
But my apologies, got a little choked up.
It's all right. You got a lot on your mind.
You're going to get Molly
Ponders.
Marinates today.
Yeah, Molly Marinates. I also enjoy Filthy Fridays.
Yeah, we
Filthy
do.
Fridays. Y'all get off the hinges.
Yeah, Filthy Fridays. We typically get that in the warmer months when things kind of slow down. Unfortunately, the news cycle is not slow right now. We get the news late yesterday coming out of the state of Michigan. Of course, you've probably heard it by now, but Michigan's head football coach Sherrone Moore fired by the university yesterday. And reading from the statement, I will get to the statement, but first, there is an update on the story. Associated Press has said that Sherrone Moore is scheduled for arraignment this afternoon, less than 24 hours after he was fired as Michigan's football coach for what the university said was an inappropriate relationship with a staff member and subsequently arrested a couple of miles south of Michigan Stadium. The details, the investigation still ongoing, going to be responsible in what we report. It's not going to be hearsay or rumors. It's going to be fact. If you go, and you guys are pretty good sleuths, our Jocks listeners, you can go and see some of the accounts at least that have been reported. Can't verify any of those of what happened in the timeline of at least relating to the assault, being a suspect in the assault thing. You can read through all of that, and I'm sure that those details will eventually come out. But Michigan looking for a football coach, and for that national championship they won, you go back to one of your coordinators having to resign or being fired for illegal access to emails, the text, the sign stealing, all that has happened here in the span of, 3 or 4 years. And now Sherrone Moore, who had been caught up in controversy, he was, self-imposed or NCAA imposing the 2-game suspension for Sherrone Moore and the text messages that he deleted. They were eventually recovered through imaging, but not a good look for Michigan. Michigan did what they had to do yesterday, an impromptu team meeting, calling the team there to the facility, but they are looking for a football coach yet again.
Yeah, and no matter how you slice it up, Michigan is a premier job in college football, and by whatever circumstances, they're in this position. So, I mean, when you look at just what Jim Harbaugh did, of course, national championship, but now you kind of peel back the layers of what did it cost? Like, it cost you essentially just, I mean, you have to do internal look of just how this operation is going to be run moving forward. And now Sherrone Moore being tied because he was essentially handpicked by Jim Harbaugh to be the head coach. And now unceremoniously he has an exit. And to me, you've got to gut it. Like, you have to clean house. You've got to get somebody in there, I mean, from the top down to just, I mean, completely disassociate yourself from everything. Because, I mean, Jim Harbaugh has a show cause, a 10-year show cause for essentially everything that he did while he was at Michigan with the Connor Stallion situation. So really and truly, whoever takes this job, you almost got to win a national championship immediately or contend for one from the jump to just get back in good graces with the public, because now Michigan has a major stain.
They do have a major stain, and I just wonder now with the guy that you bring in, it's going to have to be, I would think, a guy that you can vet, that doesn't have a track record or a whole lot of skeletons out there. You start looking around college football, who would some of those names and natural fits, not just for that reason, but a multitude of other reasons. Pete Nakos of On 3 yesterday immediately coming up with the coach's hot board. Kalen DeBoer is on that list
Should have known.
of Alabama, and it does tie in But Kalen DeBoer, and this is what Pete Nakos, I'll just read what he had to say yesterday. He said, currently in his second season with the Crimson Tide, Kalen DeBoer was rumored to be tied to the Penn State opening earlier this cycle. That was never going to be a factor, but DeBoer will surely be a factor in the Michigan search, sources have told On3. He has consistently won an FBS as an FBS head coach, bringing Washington to the college football title game berth and now having Alabama in the playoff in his second season in Tuscaloosa. He would have been a popular name at Michigan when Sherrone Moore was hired, but he accepted the Alabama job before the Wolverines were in the market.
Yeah, and of course his name is going to be the first one to pop up. Me personally, I don't see it happening.
First name I said yesterday was Brian Kelly.
And that was kind of the direction I was thinking about too, because okay, yeah, it didn't work down in Baton Rouge, but for a guy that's pretty much coached in the North for the majority of his time, he knows how. He won at Central Michigan. Seems kind of I'd say a perfect marriage in a situation where, hey, we're a historic program. We want a coach that's no nonsense, and for the most part, Brian Kelly's no nonsense, and you want to completely disassociate yourself from what happened with Jim Harbaugh and anything that goes with it. He seems like a guy that's going to be easy to just clean out house and like, hey, this is going to be my way or the highway, and whoever's with it, come on. If you're not, so don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Brian Kelly is way down the list when it comes to Vegas odds.
Yeah.
I mean, I just wanted to go and glance really quickly, just curious to see what they threw out there. Kalen DeBoer is the top name, the odds-on favorite right now, plus 225 according to betonline.ag.
Okay.
Second is Jed Fish, which I thought was interesting.
Has he coached there before?
Trying to find the tie.
Right. That just seems like a big jump because even with some of the other coaching hires or coaching vacancies that we were having, his name was being brought up. I'm not saying Jed Fish is a bad coach. I think he's an exceptional football coach, but that seems like a big jump from, it just doesn't seem like a natural fit.
He grew up in New Jersey,
Joyce.
went to high school there. Jed Fish did.
Okay.
Graduated from Florida. We knew that.
Go Gators.
No, there's
no ties. Okay, so just, hey, talk about clean house.
Maybe he's just been a closet Michigan fan his whole life.
I don't know. He was there in 2015.
It was there in
he was?
2015?
He was the passing game coordinator,
Oh.
according to Google.
Yep.
Was that Rich Rod?
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, so it might have a little flair. They'll actually throw the ball if he gets there.
2015, 2016. Yeah, quarterbacks, wide receiver, passing game coordinator.
There we go. You know what? I like Jed Fish being up there in Michigan then. Maybe they'll modernize their offense a little bit.
Yeah, head coaching record, 31-33 overall.
Oh.
I am noticing that we share the same birthday. So
Oh, okay.
He's a Taurus too.
Had a baby.
Just like
no
you
wonder I like Jed Fish.
Me and G-Mac.
Yeah. Y'all are in May. I'm an April Taurus. We're
All
different.
right. So a good grab by you, Molly, because of all of these other stops. And, man, he's been a lot of places. I don't blame his wife and his kid for saying, hey, let's go back to Arizona.
Yeah, can we stay here for a little bit?
I mean, just for a second, please, Dad. But he is listed. So if nothing else, then I would think that this would be an opportunity for Jimmy Sexton, who represents Kalen DeBoer, to possibly get an extension, maybe a raise. I wonder what the Alabama contingent, how they would feel about that right now. Is that a better question to ask about midnight next Friday?
Yeah, because I think you'll get it on both sides. Some of them be like, nope, the first time his contract expires, get him out of here. And then other ones are like, yeah, let's see where this thing goes. Because to me, I think no matter who was in this situation, it just so happens to be Kalen DeBoer. But the follow-up, what we saw with Nick Saban, was going to be a difficult task regardless. Imagine being in the college football playoff right now in year 2, and it's still not being enough. Like most coaches would have gotten the contract extension immediately. As soon as their name would have been popped up in it, as far as where they placed and seated in the bracket, they would have gotten a contract extension. But the fact that it's Kalen DeBoer and he's at Alabama, the expectations are so high. And to me, Kalen DeBoer doesn't seem like a guy that shies away from it. Like, hey, yeah, I accepted the challenge. I knew what the responsibility was when I got here. He's somewhat gotten you there as far as getting to the college football playoff in year 2. So I think he's done a good job. I think he's done a pretty great job considering the circumstances. But to see that his name is being brought up as far as a lot of these bigger college coaching vacancies, it's kind of understandable. It's kind of par for the course.
Yeah, and not that you change the standard. There's going to be that expectation. There's always going to be that expectation at Alabama. But now as you look around the landscape of college football, LSU just got rid of Brian Kelly for doing what he didn't do, right? And that was win enough football games, get to a college football playoff. Now you got Kalen DeBoer doing that in year 2. But as you look around, who is that guy? Is there – and it's not like you're going to get rid of him. It's just choosing how much more of an investment. You got a pretty good investment in him right now. How much more is Greg Byrne willing to do if it comes down to that?
And where do you go? That's kind of the biggest question mark to me.
The smoke out there would be that Tommy Rees would be a name that would be considered. That's smoke.
For head coach?
That is correct. Look.
Right. I'm not going to bash you. It's just
the messenger.
Yeah. But realistically, because look at when Alabama was open after Nick Saban retired and so many other of the coaches that we kind of thought would jump at the opportunity to go to Alabama, some of them said no. And the schools that they're at gave them extensions. So I'm not saying Alabama's lost its luster, but I mean, the expectation when that next head coach comes in, because right now it's what? It's Kirby Smart and Dabo Swinney, the only 2 active head coaches with national championships. And that's the expectation. There's only 2 you can really choose from. And really and truly, I don't think either one of them is leaving their job now. So if Kalen DeBoer...
For these elite coaches, though, Damien, right now...
The pool is small.
It is small, but wherever you go, you're going to get paid. It's not a money move. With these elite programs, NIL collective,
you're going to get that.
And maybe there's a little bit of difference. We're talking a few $1 million, but it's not drastic with what the coach is walking into. Facilities, all of that.
You got it.
Then it just comes down to quality of life. And do you think that you and your family would be happier?
Yeah.
In that community, in that culture, rather than where you are?
That's really what it comes down to. And also,
and then the ability to win is there a path of less resistance right now in the Big Ten than there would be in the SEC? Not saying that he's shying away from it. I'm just throwing out any possible reason why he would entertain even a conversation with Michigan.
Right. And
which Alabama's a much better job in my opinion. But
I agree 100%. He's got it made
to each
here.
Their own.
He's got it made here. And if I guess the expectation from fans and it's realistically look at what it is, like how much outside of actually winning the national title, what more can Kalen DeBoer do than what he's already doing now? Again, it's year 2. It's year 2, and he's already in the college football playoff. Now, again, you can look at the Alabama roster and team and feel, we're not as good as we have been. But look at college football as a whole. You're still one of 12 teams that has a chance to win a national title with the coach that you have. I'm not putting any more pressure on him. We're in year 2 and we're already there with a team that's kind of piecing it together. That's a damn good job. I have to commend Kalen DeBoer for what he's done in such a short amount of time. But I understand that the optics don't necessarily look the best because of just the inconsistencies we've seen as far as performance. But you're one of 12 teams right now that's still playing not just a bowl game, but you're playing for a chance to win a national championship. I find it difficult for him to make that jump now.
Not that I'm piling on or picking on Molly, but she's our resident Big Ten grad. When I think Big Ten, and I know that bad stuff happens everywhere, but when I think Big Ten, Molly, I think scandal. That's what I think.
That's kind of sad.
Right.
But we have had a lot of them though. I will give you that. There's been a lot of scandal in the Big Ten.
It's a little wicked.
Not just in Michigan. I think scandal.
Yeah. You're not wrong. They've had their issues everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everywhere.
Everywhere.
I'm kind of just going down the list of even the Northwesterns of the world.
Well, I was just thinking though, Oregon, Washington,
they're new. They're
new. They don't count.
They're new.
Yeah, USC. Well, I mean, they've had theirs.
I was about to say
they've had a few.
They've had theirs.
They haven't had the bad influence of their.
No, most of theirs is just money.
Of their conference partners rubbing off on them yet.
That is true.
Way out there.
But when you look at Michigan State, Mel Tucker just a few years ago.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, Ohio State's had theirs over the years. Michigan's had a few.
State of Michigan.
Yeah.
What's going on there, Mom?
You already know Penn State. And
is it like that everywhere?
No, Michigan's a great place.
Isn't Rutgers pretty clean though?
I got an aunt. She still has family up there.
Huh? Is Rutgers pretty clean?
It's the birthplace of college football.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, Rutgers is not without scandal. Do you remember women's basketball?
Yeah. Well.
But I mean, that was
yeah. But as far
that
as
spanned across. That was a story that was out there. That was a hazing story.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think.
Forgot about that.
Iowa. I mean, people just hate Caitlin Clark.
Iowa. Yep. Because that went back.
Jersey?
That went back to the strength and conditioning coach that was at Iowa that joined Urban Meyer in Jacksonville.
Yep, sure
that
did.
he didn't vet.
True.
Or that he didn't uncover all of that. Name another one.
Nebraska? Are y'all pretty good?
We've had our past.
Yeah, there's a pass there.
The running back, the old running, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In the 90s.
I'm saying it just seems like there's
it just does seem like
we
a lot.
get a lot of scandal and a lot of stories out of the Big Ten.
Yeah, we do. Dang, Big Ten, clean up your act.
Again, stuff happens in the SEC. Stuff happens in the Big 12, the ACC. Group of 5. Just seems like a lot of it always comes from the Big Ten.
It does.
That's just my impression.
Dang, Lander.
A lot of your impressions on the text line, 205-834-9450. Got Mike Rodak coming up at 11 o'clock with Tighter Insider Rob Pate at 11:45. Brett Norsworthy, the Southern gentleman, I'm sure he's got some opinions on what's going on at Michigan. Pete Golding just got a new contract.
You better believe it.
$6.8 million to start.
Let's go.
Pete. Yep.
They said he couldn't do it.
Things can turn around.
They said he couldn't do it in Tuscaloosa.
You just got to keep chopping wood. Things can turn around.
Exactly.
Yep. They had websites and T-shirts printed for you in Tuscaloosa.
They did. And now look at you.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Enjoy it, brother. You get your first shot in a couple days against old Tulane. Send John Summerall on his way peacefully to Florida.
That's right. Text line is up, and we'll get to your text as we continue the Thursday edition of 3-Man Front on Jocks. 10:20 here on Three-Man Front on this Thursday. Sherrone Moore fired at Michigan yesterday. A lot of your texts coming in. Kalen DeBoer's name already linked. A possible coach of interest in the Michigan coaching search. 205-834-9450. It's the holiday season, and I'm glad Damien's in here because we can tell you about our friends at Mandu in downtown Homewood. Mandu, it's electrical muscle stimulation fitness, a 15-minute workout when they put you in the suit because of that FDA-approved technology. It's the equivalent to 6 hours in a gym. Mm-hmm. Damien, Mandu.
Yeah, absolutely. I gained 5 pounds in 3 months, and I took the pump method. So it's one of those things.
5 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, 5 pounds of solid. Like I was, I'm put on a few, especially when it got cold outside. But I'm telling you, like 15 minutes is all you need. And those guys, they work you. And I told them when I came in, I was like, listen, I'm used to the football side of things. I need it to be ramped up. I want to make sure when I take my shirt off again, like,
they'll tailor make it.
Absolutely.
However you want to do it. So if you're like Damien, you're a younger guy, you're a former athlete, you want to take it up a notch, they can do that. Mm-hmm. But if you're maybe my age, you haven't been, I've been in a gym, but if you haven't been in a gym,
they can work with you.
They can, baby steps.
Mm-hmm.
They can pace you into it.
Absolutely.
Mandu in downtown Homewood. First visit is free. Tell Paul and the gang that Landrum and Damien from Jocks sent you. We'll get to the text line, but first, do want to put this out. BSO Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
They have put out their timeline of what they think happened concerning Sherrone Moore.
Oh, boy. Buckle up.
Mid-November 2025, the University of Michigan Athletic Department receives an anonymous tip alleging Moore is engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. I will leave out the staff member's name, but it is in this report. And I think a lot of people have probably seen the staffer that is in question here. Early December 2025, investigators reportedly find credible evidence corroborating the tip. Multiple rumors have been there. Not going to read the rumors. And you can go to BSO Entertainment and you can look at that. Then Wednesday, December 10th, 2025, early afternoon, university officials present their findings to Athletics Director Ward Manuel. The decision is made to terminate Moore's contract immediately for cause. Moore catches wind that he could be in trouble. This is all being put out there by BSO, not us. As his staff and team meet with the AD without him, at some point, they allege that Moore left the facility and headed to an apartment complex. Wednesday, December 10th, around 3 o'clock Central Time, 4 o'clock Eastern. Police are called to a residence there in the Ann Arbor, is it Saline?
Yes.
Road area regarding a domestic dispute. Moore is detained by the Saline Police Department, and unconfirmed rumors say that the assistant in question, it was her residence.
Oh, boy.
Internet speculation has gone wild. They add the police have not stated what exactly happened there at the residence.
Yeah, well,
all of that alleged.
Right. So, just take that information as it's presented. But if they've known for this long, it's kind of an unfortunate situation to be in, man, because to hear rumors and then find out that it's true at that point, and then if what all happened yesterday, it was kind of just a ticking time bomb. Like it was bound to happen as far as the firing, but everything after that, I mean, Sherrone Moore, you're looking like your life is essentially.
Well, he's got a beautiful wife. He's got beautiful children.
Yeah, it's a touchy situation, but it's the situation that you find yourself in, because I do think, as far as the coaching side of things, it'd take a while for things to kind of die down, but we've seen in other situations, I mean, here in the state of Alabama with Hugh Freeze and even with Bobby Petrino, time heals all wounds, but it's going to be very touchy. But now, after, his reaction after that and what all is going on, now you're essentially done as far as coaching again.
Right. If this turns out to be true.
Yeah. Now you're pretty much done.
Yeah.
And it's an unfortunate situation. It is. But also, you put yourself in this situation. You made choices, you made decisions, and it's a stain.
And through the other investigations not related to this, you uncovered things, and you chose to stick with your guy.
Right. So it's more of an indictment on who he is as a person in that situation of, okay, we started to see a trend. Now your character comes into question. So, as far as, when it comes to coaching, I find it very difficult for Michigan players to have bought in and truly looked at Sherrone Moore as, a father figure in situations like that. And then when all this comes out, it's a gut punch because you kind of, not to say that Jim Harbaugh left you high and dry, but he had a situation. He left. He avoids it all by going to the NFL. And, if you're an older guy that's gone through these 2 cycles, it's, man, can we just get somebody in here that loves us and wants to just coach ball?
Is there more to is this more part of a culture? Has this been going on?
Right.
Kind of going back to what you said, Harbaugh, he is on most of this stuff. He's been oblivious to it. That's what he said anyways, and didn't know what was going on. And with anybody else, I would say that's an absolute lie. But Jim Harbaugh, I could kind of believe that they got his head under a rock, or they were able to keep it from him. Some of these things.
Yeah. But, Sherrone Moore.
I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt just because of his personality.
Right. Like, all he knows is ball. Like, that's.
And chickens.
Right.
And chickens.
That's his singular focus. So, a lot of the stuff that comes on, after the fact, it's, okay, yeah, I can see it, but do I really, really believe it? Maybe not. There's probably a hint of me that's like, yeah, you probably caught wind of this, big dog. But, but Sherrone Moore, yeah, man, it sucks, but it's the reality.
Let's get to the text line quickly, 205-834-9450. Mark in Homewood gets us started. He says, never trust a coach that cries on TV.
Okay.
Next one reads, Brian Kelly to Michigan.
Yeah, it does seem like an ideal fit.
Shay, Blazer green and gold here. Does the resignation of Moody coach Jake Gaines possibly be a return to UAB as an assistant coach? The rumor out there is that Jake Gaines, who did resign from Moody, they just won the state championship, that the rumor is that he's going to Pell City.
Oh.
It's a rumor.
Okay. He's a great coach, though.
Mm-hmm.
He turned that program around quickly. Yeah. Quickly.
This text reads, Greg Byrne, better match whatever Michigan offers because Bama would be set back at least 5 years if DeBoer left.
Whew. I didn't think it would be that long.
Another one. Bama better hold on to DeBoer or they're going to be in for a long road. He's 2-0 against Auburn. I'm happy.
I love it.
This one reads, I wish Damian would grade my work. Barely making the top 10 with the most talented roster in the country is a dang good job.
Did not say that it was a great job.
Thought you did.
Oh. So I'm not a teacher then.
Michael texts, so Michigan finally fired a coach for cheating.
They did. That's one way to put it.
Yeah.
That's one way to put it.
Drake says, I know Michigan needs to act now and act fast because the portal is about to open.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not an ideal time to be firing your coach.
Mm-mm. And they got Texas in the bowl game. You think Steve Sarkisian ain't about to let them boys get some dirt? Like the trash talk on that field is going to be epic.
Back on DeBoer and the job that he's done, taking a roster that was one play away from a national championship, losing to 2 sub-500 teams is not that impressive. Making the playoffs is not as hard as it used to be. All you have to do is finish in the top 10.
What do you mean it's not that difficult?
It's easy.
It's not.
It's easy, Damien.
How?
It's easy, man.
You
just go out there, you put on a uniform, show up.
Bro, the parity that we have in college football, man.
No, it's
to
easy.
Still be one of 12.
Damien, it is easy to make a college
Anyone
football
can do it.
playoff.
Yeah, if
anybody can do it.
If anybody can do it, think about this. Think about this. There's a team in the state that for 3 years it didn't work out. They didn't find themselves in the college football playoff. If it is so easy, if it is just so easy, how come there aren't many?
To be fair,
many other coaches that.
To be fair, they did say it's easier than it used to be.
Fair. because there are
That's
more
fair.
teams. There are
Yes.
more teams that have
That's
a
correct.
chance. But still, to be one of 12, how many teams there? Even when we were in the 14 playoff, like think of how many teams are on the outside looking in. Like if it's so freaking easy, ask Clark Lee if it's easy. Ask Matt Rule if it's easy. Hell, ask Alex Golich if it's easy. It's not.
This text says this just in: Lane Kiffin spotted in Ann Arbor.
Stop. I'd like him again if he were to do it. I don't like him now.
Faye text in. Oh gosh, Conrad's not
Oh,
here.
yay.
Faye from Childersburg.
Oh, Freaky Faye.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I call her.
Conrad's favorite.
Yeah.
Says, "Where's Conrad? I've got some mistletoe and a craving." Thank you, Faye.
Man, y'all are weird. That's wild. That's absolutely wild. Just disgusting. I feel bad for him.
Brian Kelly to Michigan.
Take him.
Travis asks, "Is it true? Marcus Freeman out at Notre Dame? The Giants, that's a rumor, right?"
I'd stay at Notre Dame. I'd stay at Notre Dame. The Giants stink.
They do. But
It's an NFL.
if you had aspirations of being an NFL coach,
True.
your name is hot right now.
Mhm.
You go ahead and do it. You can always come back. Tony Vitello, he's going to go and manage the Giants.
True.
San Francisco Baseball Giants.
Yeah.
Do you think when he decides if he wants to come back to the college game, if he doesn't have success, that there's not going to be a multitude of schools willing to pay him top dollar to run their baseball program?
100%.
Marcus Freeman, same thing. You
But
can
no,
come back.
The Giants are the
You'll be
Titans.
fine.
Giants are the Titans. Titans, we need a head coach. He'd be a Titan. Don't go to New York. You got to deal with Eli Manning and all those guys. Come to Tennessee.
These idiots complaining about DeBoer must not have been alive to experience the mics. What a bunch of frickin' spoiled morons. Yeah, that was bad. The mics.
It was.
It's not good.
Yeah. I was in the early stages of Shula.
You were.
Yeah. And I was like, man, they told me that Alabama was great, but
I got to experience it. I remember when the players went to support Mike Price. I was out at Greystone. We were doing the Bruno's event.
Yeah, it's almighty.
Yeah, and we had to go live. We went live that day.
Well, that didn't work.
They were all in there.
I think they're better off without him. I think they were okay without him.
Yeah, they were just fine. We'll continue 3-man front here on this Thursday. 10:37 here on Three Man Front. Landrum Roberts, Damian Mitchell, Molly Robinson hanging out. Pat's back tomorrow. Sherrone Moore being fired at Michigan yesterday. More details coming out. It was released that he's going to be arraigned this afternoon. Any new developments, we will pass them along. But some of this, and this was not us, this was just naturally. We saw it with Penn State and some of the smoke that was out there, but immediately Kalen DeBoer, his name linked to Michigan and maybe a coach of interest in their coaching search. Of course, that not coming from Michigan, that just coming from Michigan insiders and people who cover college football, because they look at Michigan as an elite program, and Kalen DeBoer is considered an elite coach. Now, Brian Kelly, that would be one that I've seen a lot of people, and that was my first inclination, was saying, well, Brian Kelly, it seems like he would be a fit there. Brian Kelly would be a fit. What? That sound means there's breaking news here on the show. For more, let's send it to, is that Damian Mitchell?
It is indeed.
Damian Mitchell sitting in Pat Smith's seat.
Let me get my Chris Collinsworth on. Oh, gosh. Oh, whew.
All right, Damian, what's the breaking news?
We have some scheduling news.
Okay.
In the state of Alabama. For the first time ever, the Troy Trojans will be taking on the Auburn Tigers in the year 2031.
I thought you were going to say Alabama.
No.
I was going to fall out of my chair.
No, but
I know, me too.
It's set. First ever meeting in Jordan-Hare. September 6, 2031. It will be the Troy Trojans and the Auburn Tigers. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. For one time.
Yeah.
Gosh,
But, hey, listen, you never
2031.
know. You never know. Troy has gone down to Baton Rouge. Smacked up on LSU one good time.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, Auburn. I don't know what it's going to look like in 2031, but don't take them lightly.
I don't think either one of those programs knows what it's going to look like.
No, but that is
You want to
interesting, though.
project out 9 years? Think what's happened at Auburn in the last 9 years.
That is true.
Think what's happened at Troy in the last 9 years.
Yeah. I mean, now they're former head coaches now coaching in the SEC.
All right, so that's scheduling news. That's good.
No, it is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
At least
It'd been better if you said Alabama. Because
Yeah.
that really, really, really would have been good breaking news.
Yeah.
Not good news.
But we get
breaking
in-state.
news. I guess it depends on who you are.
yeah. We've seen teams.
Keep it all
in-state.
here.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep it here
all
in the state.
It's right up the road.
Mm-hmm.
Could be interesting.
Yeah. More coaching news, coordinator positions being filled. Your texts, your phone calls. Rodney, we're at the top of the hour, 3-man front on this Thursday. Claus.
Underneath that mistletoe. It's a nice little boogie.
Yeah.
She didn't see me creep.
You going soprano there.
Listen.
You hit that note.
As much Celine Dion and Mariah Carey I listen to, my vocal range is elite. It's immaculate.
That's a good point. Exactly. I really thought about that.
Yeah,
that's Damian Mitchell, Andrew Roberts, Molly Robinson hanging out. Glad you're hanging out with us on this Thursday on Three Man Front. Some of the coaching news that we talked about, it continues to happen here in the offseason before the portal opens. Want to have that staff in place as much as you possibly can. And Tennessee announcing yesterday, the defensive coordinator, Tim Banks, he is out. He was a Broyles nominee just a season ago, but this year didn't like the way that was going. So Tim Banks out there. Jim Knowles, who was at Penn State for a year under James Franklin, he was earning over $3 million as coordinator. He is the guy that reportedly Tennessee has targeted. But that leads to Auburn. Alex Golesh still filling out his staff. Tim Banks, as Justin Hokanson has reported, is expected to join the Auburn staff as the safeties coach. And this coming out today also that West Virginia running backs coach Larry Porter is expected to join the staff. He spent a few seasons at Auburn from 2017 to 2020 as the tight ends coach.
Okay. Hey, Alex Golesh building up a nice little staff over there, man. This is okay. What is he brewing up there on the plains?
And then officially yesterday, DeMarcus Van Dyke was announced as the new cornerbacks coach, replacing Wesley McGriff, who McGriff coached him, and then McGriff is expected to take another role off the field.
Boom. The pipeline. That's what I'm talking about.
So we'll keep you updated on that. The big story of the day, in case you missed it, though, Sherrone Moore fired yesterday at Michigan. Some of the details of that story, what led to his arrest in the aftermath. Michigan looking for a coach. They got to find a coach. Who are they targeting? How quickly will this search go? How many guys out there are interested in this job? Not that it's not an elite job, but man, you're just walking into the aftermath of what has seemed like half a decade of turmoil on that campus, whether it's NCAA, internal scandal, what we get now,
right? Replacing
another coach.
And I thought you brought up a great point as far as the culture in Michigan now. You got to do some deep cleansing from the top down. And I think
is this bigger or more than just no pun intended, your head coach making what seems like some very poor choices.
Right. So like
life decisions.
Yeah. So basically at this point, essentially from the Jim Harbaugh era, you got to clean it all out. No matter if there's any loose ends, you have to get all that out of there, because now you're calling into question, like you said, the culture. Like, you're going to have to bring in a coach that's like, hey, it's a mess, but you're the guy that can fix this. And you pretty much have to let him go clean house, adjust everything, make sure you get the guys in there that are, everybody's going in the right direction. Because right now it's a bunch of disarray.
Yes, for sure. Let's get your phone calls. 800-239-WJOX. Our buddy Poe wants to weigh in on Sherrone Moore and that whole situation. Hey, Poe.
Man, good morning. Damian Mitch. Hey, man, you doing me good playing on Christmas songs. Don't forget Celine Dion, Oh Holy Night, before y'all get off this air, man.
Attaboy.
But, look, Landrum and Damian Mitch, y'all, it's crazy, man, because when I heard about it, right, you never know what's going on in these guys' minds. And the stuff, when y'all was reading out the stuff, I missed that part. I just got to the end of it when he got to the house and got arrested. But my thing is this, man, with Sherrone Moore, was Matt Weiss there at the Harbaugh? Because you remember what Matt Weiss did at Michigan, right?
Was that the email?
I don't know if Matt Weiss did the email, but he was messing with some. I think he did some crazy stuff that was pertaining to crazy stuff dealing with young ladies too, man. Matt Weiss did, and he was with Michigan. I don't know if he was.
Yeah,
with
that was
when he did it.
Yeah, that was the guy that got accused of stealing. The private. Yep.
Yeah, and my thing is this though, man. With these guys, Petrino, we seen it at Penn State. I don't know, man. Like, and we talk about the Harbaugh era, but man, with these coaches, man, they just I don't know. Michigan State coach, look at him. He got gone 2 years ago because he was messing with the young lady when they was investigating the guy that was messing with the young ladies at Michigan State. So he got gone.
Yeah, 2023, their offensive coordinator, Matt Wise, fired for hacking and privacy invasions. So here's the timeline, Poe, really quick. They put out the scandal. Now, to be fair, I'm not going to go back to Gary Moeller, but they went back as far as the Bo Schembechler days. But if we just start with the Harbaugh era, that would have been part of the NCAA stuff and him kind of snubbing his nose at the NCAA with some of what now it seemed like really petty violations with the hamburger and the recruit and all of that. But the Matt Wise stuff, that was in 2023, and then you had Jim Harbaugh's first 3-game suspension in 2023. Then 2023 to 2025, you had the Connor Stallion sign-stealing drama. So, and now you have Sherrone Moore. All of that since 2023.
It's just a sad, it's a sad situation, man. Sherrone Moore. And Damien, y'all know when I call and how I talk about these coaches. Petrino, I still don't like him because of what he did at Arkansas. So these guys are sleeves, man. And these guys need to be out of the face of folks, man. Like I have no words for it. I don't know what to say about them because I don't.
It's
a
business, but you're still put in charge of leading young men.
Mm-hmm.
Right. There you go. That's my point exactly. There you go. Exactly, Landry. That's what I'm talking about. But, hey, on your boy Poe, man, I can go on for days talking about this junk. Them dudes are sleeves. Sherrone Moore, you a sleeve. But, look, man, hey, I love y'all. Keep doing what you do, man. And just I have no words for these clowns. All right, I'm out.
Thank you, Poe. I think you did a pretty good job there expressing your feelings. Let's go to CJ. Hey, CJ.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you guys doing today?
Doing well. How are you?
By no means am I condoning what Sherrone Moore did, but sometimes I think, man, these coaches are put in really awkward situations because you got to look at it. A friend of mine, actually a family member, he had some Michigan ties, and from what I understand, there were some problems in his marriage already. These coaches were 16, 18-hour days, and I understand you have to hold yourself to a high standard, you know what I'm saying, as a head coach, but you know, like I said, sometimes, man, some of these things can be awkward. You know, your marriage can already kind of be over, and we don't know about it. And you know, they're trying to hold things together just because of the spotlight that he's in. You know, and you know, you just never know, man. And you know, I feel bad for the guy, and hopefully he'll get his life straight and able to move on.
CJ, thank you for the phone call and sharing your thoughts. We don't know the details. That's why I'm being very careful, number one, not to read any rumors or the other stuff that's out there. But bottom line is, it appears that, and Michigan has corroborated all of this, they launched a confidential, top-secret investigation. They were able to find it. They were able to fire him with cause.
Right.
That's with attorneys involved. So given that and knowing that, one thing I can say is Sherrone Moore made a poor choice at some point.
Mm-hmm. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. Like it's when you get fired with cause, like you play a part in this.
Yeah, they feel really, really good.
Yeah.
About and I'm sure Michigan, that was the last thing they wanted to do.
Right. And
this was not a guy that you fired because of on-the-field performance, and then you tried to find whatever you could to dig up on him to not pay him his contract. This was, we're alerted to this. Is this going on? Well, let's just make sure it's true.
And then once you find out it's true.
Due diligence. All right, we got to make the move.
Yep. It's you got to do what you got to do. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it.
This is not contrived. It doesn't read that way. I can't see it being that way. This coming from Michigan. Let's get Sherrone Moore out of here. Here's the dirt. This is something they didn't want to find. Yeah. They didn't want to have to deal with.
And also for everybody, it's Sherrone Moore. Shamar Moore is an actor I know him from The Young and the Restless, but Criminal Minds. And,
I didn't know who Shamar Moore was.
Yeah, he's an actor. He's they say he looks like Jalen Hurts.
Okay. I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, I'll straight up tell you, he's a handsome brother. He really is. He really is. He's Malcolm from The Young and the Restless, by the way.
I don't know that show.
It's all good.
I know of it. I don't watch
It's
it.
not for everybody. Can't be a hater all your life.
JD.
Good morning. How are y'all today?
Doing well, JD. Hope you are.
I've got one comment based off of last week's stuff with Notre Dame being left out. If Notre Dame had just gotten into a conference like the ACC, like they're supposed to be, then they wouldn't have any argument as to being in the CFP because they would have been playing in their championship game, probably would have won, and then there would be no room to sit there and argue.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as that goes, the hell with Notre Dame, I don't like them at all. So I'm glad they got left out. So, that's just my take on it. But as far as the stuff with Sherrone Moore and all that, there's no excuse. I don't care what kind of spotlight or what kind of pressure these guys are under. I don't care what kind of problems he's having in his background behind the closed doors and stuff like that. You stepped out of line. You're a major figure in college sports, and people are acting all surprised because you did something you wasn't supposed to do. It wouldn't matter if it was me, you, or anybody else that's just working a regular job every day. You stepped out of line. You did something you weren't supposed to do, and now you got to down deal with consequences.
JD, thank you for the phone call. We'll get to more of your phone calls as the show rolls along. Rodney Orr of Tider Insider. A lot to talk about with Rodney. He joins us next, the Thursday edition of Three Man Front. Landrum, Molly, and D.